Hello and welcome to a brand new LT Thrifting video. It has been a long time, months and months since we've made a video, but a lot's gone on in our life. As you'll see here, we're in a new room because we've actually moved to our first home together. So with all that going on and all sorts of things, we've been here for 8 months now, and YouTube and even thrifting really is just taking a back seat while we've been sorting all that out. But we're settled now. We're in our new home, and we're back on YouTube, back thrifting, and starting to really get into it. So today's video is basically showing everything that we bought through the month of April, and it's going to be listed over the month of May. So first of all, we're going to go through charity shop items. This month charity shops have actually done quite well for me, but really they are starting to slow down, sort of finding less good things, and also the prices are still staying high. So starting to move to car boot sales a bit more. Going to be going to one tomorrow, and you're actually going to see some items here that we picked up from a car boot last month, and hopefully we're going to get to a few more car boot sales this month. So first of all, starting with the charity shop items, we've got a really cool Husky Athletics. It's a vintage 90s Russell athletic piece, single stitch sleeves, really nice vintage tee. They don't go for too much now, sort of like £10 to £15, but I think it was only a couple of quid, so a good buy there. Next we've got a acid wash, sort of tie-dye night dry fit tee. I've searched the code, someone has done this themselves. It's not like an original Nike item, but I think it's actually come out really well. We were going to try for about like £16–18, but once we got it home noticed there's a small hole in the neck, which is a shame, but this is up at the moment for £12 all in. Next we have a Rangers home shirt. I think it's the 2010-11 season, sort of a couple of seasons before they went all the way down the Scottish leagues, but really cool find. Found this with a vintage of early 2000s Rangers home shirt. We've already sold that for £38 plus postage. Here's a picture of it here. Got tons and tons of interest in that item. We've had a decent bit of interest in this as well, with the Rangers doing really quite well in Europe at the moment. I think anything associated with Rangers is going to sell at the moment. Next up is just a basic Tommy Hilfiger denim t-shirt. Would probably pass on this, but it was I think £1.50, £2, and just a bit of a stock filler. Sort of, they kind of only sell really for around about £10 now. And bought alongside that Hilfiger tee is a Paul and Shark polo shirt. You can see the tag there. So obviously something to be aware of. I think Paul and Shark is quite commonly faked. I think everything checks out on this one. When you're putting it online, just take as many pictures as you can of the label so people can judge for themselves and compare it to other items, just making sure it definitely is legit. And it has a nice big spell out on the collar there. Not on at the moment, but we're probably going to put it on somewhere between £15 to £20. Next up is a bright orange. I don't know how bright this is going to show up on camera. Just Jack Wolfskin fleece, quarter zip. It's a men's small, so not the best size, and we're coming into sort of April, May now, so less likely people are going to be looking for fleeces, but just a nice little essential to have. Got it on for £15 at the moment. So nearly wrapped up on the charity shop items, but here we have a really cool sort of unbranded, I think it's casual sports, probably late 90s, early 2000s, Casey's Gym spell out there. These sort of unbranded sweatshirts that have kind of just flooded the online market with the wholesale sort of bales and that, but still nice to kind of pick them up individually, and I think it's just quite a nice piece. Now we're going to come on to the two kind of grail finds of the charity shops bought together. Would have been the same donation, bought in the same store, but we've got two pairs. So here's one here, and the second pair there, of Stone Island Marina shorts. So you can see that Stone Island, done a bit of research into them. I think they're like late 80s pieces. Gonna do a bit more research before they're listed. but at the moment values for these I think are kind of sitting around sort of £50 to £70. They're in really quite great condition when you think they're from like 1988 or something like that. Just a little spell out on the front there, no big badges or anything, so I don't think you can ask crazy money, but at the end of the day it is authentic vintage Stone Island, so I think collectors and people who know kind of what this is will be interested in these items. They did kind of stink and were quite stained up when I bought them, so they've probably been in storage for ages. I did question whether to wash them in case they were damaged or anything washed off. The only thing that's happened is these sort of certification labels have come away a bit, because that glue is like 40 years old, so kind of not surprising. But yeah, two really good finds there. I think this pair was £5 and this pair was £4, so £9 in total, and you're looking at sort of minimum £50 a pair, so £9 into at least 100 is not, you're not going to complain with that. That's not a bad buy. And finally coming on to car boot finds. So this was a car boot from a couple of weekends ago. We've got just an essential pair of Reebok shorts here, mid 2000s tag. With the weather getting good and summer, we've got a load of shorts in storage, and this will just be added on there, probably somewhere around £12 to £15. In the same sort of theme of summer, got a funky shirt with short sleeves there. Really cool pattern. I think it's on the Sangan tag, which I've sort of seen a few times. You kind of see it in charity shops and that. So late 90s, early 2000s piece. Again, probably around about £12 to £15 is kind of like the standard price we put on summer items. And the final car boot find is this really cool vintage Chicago Bulls Chandler jersey there. I can't remember his first name. I did search it on the old champion tag there. It's one of the European issue made in Italy pieces, so sort of late 90s, early 2000s. Really cool to find. It's not something you commonly find in the UK, obviously, but I found a Michael Jordan version of this jersey in the past at a car boot. That's in an old video. I might be able to sort of tag it up here somewhere. But I picked that up for a couple of quid and I think sold it around the time that the Bulls jerseys were really popular, and got about 60 quid for that. This one cost me a whole 50p, so pretty cheap buy, and got it on for 25 at the moment. Had offers for around 20, so you know, still good profit there from 50p, can't complain with that. At that car boot did also pick up a really cool Nike quarter zip jumper. I don't know where it is because I'm actually going to keep it. I only really bought it because I was absolutely freezing cold and I'd only taken like a light fleece with me. But if I were to sell it, probably it was worth about £15 to £20, but I did really like it, so I just kept it. But those four items at the car boot cost a total of £4, so basically £1 an item is what it worked out at. So when you compare that to charity shop prices at the moment, so it's kind of a no-brainer to keep going to the car boots. When you kind of buying items for £1 or £2 and they're worth 15 to 25 on average, that kind of profit you're just not going to argue at. When you're buying items a lot cheaper, you can afford to list them cheaper and then keep your items selling quicker, rather than having to pay up and then put your prices up and then your items sticking there for weeks or months. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to try and do this year, is not rely as much on charity shops, just occasionally get out to the car boots. We're going to buy stock over a month, save it up, and then basically it's going to be a constant cycle. So these items were bought in April and we're going to list them over May. What that means is basically we know we've always got a backlog of stock that we can work through, and we know when we get to a month how many items we're going to have to list, and we can kind of pace it out over the month. The reason being, we kind of notice we have more success with Depop when you're regularly listing, rather than just dump everything on at once and then kind of let it sit for a few weeks. If you kind of keep adding items and occasionally just have a sale on your store, then we notice it kind of just brings in, you know, regular sales. But if you did watch this video, thank you so much. I know it's been ages since we put a video up. If this is the first one of ours you've seen, we do have a load of videos kind of from 1 or 2 years ago now, but please do watch them back. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. It always looks good if more people subscribe, and like the video as well, helps to get it out there. But if you do enjoy these videos, the guarantee now is basically there should be at least one a month from us, which are these stock type videos. Occasionally we'll do sales videos and other things like that, but if there's anything you particularly like to see, or content that we did previous that you really enjoyed, feel free to comment down below and let us know what you'd like to see. But thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and we'll see you next time.